Hi guys, we're back with number 5, Menagerie. And I'm wearing my faunus ears because I thought they were appropriate. Especially given that we're going to finally be finding out who these people are in the credits with Blake. And considering that the last World of Remnant was so freaking awesome, I'm so glad that they decided to finally do one on the faunus. Anything that they can do on backstory in that direction, I'm pleased with. Um, if you couldn't tell by my favorite characters already, the faunus are kind of one of my favorite things about RWBY. What we really like is that they've taken a cat girl and a bunny girl and turned them into two of the most kick-ass characters I have ever seen in a show. I'm not even going to pretend that I'm going to try to film outside today. It's absolutely horrible out there. I wouldn't even get the lighting that I needed, even if I did want to freeze and try to make it through the storm that is going on out there. I don't think I'm even going to leave my house today. Although it is tempting to go out to go see magical creatures and where to find them, since that's finally in theaters, but I don't know. I'm not a rainy day person at all. At least the theater will be warm. Scratch that. Theaters are usually cold and uncomfortable. Anyway, before I ramble on too long about that, let's start this episode. Adjusting screen. Adjusting camera. I'm so excited for this episode. I cannot wait to see Menagerie. So glad she finally put her arm on. These villains, aside from Adam, who I think is awesome, still don't know what to think of them. They still have a little ways to go before they impress me.
Never seen so many fauns in one place.
This is the one place everyone can feel safe, no matter who or what they are.
Wow. Sure is, crowded, huh?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Is it always so cramped?
Well, when you try and take an entire species and put them on an island that's 2/3 desert, yeah, it tends to be cramped.
What? You guys have that much more space? Why waste it? A little desert never hurt anyone.
It's not like the desert in Vacuo, son. The wildlife here is more dangerous than most of the regions.
So, they gave us a terrible island in the corner of Remnant to try and shut us up.
That's a pretty good summary, yeah.
Huh. Jerks.
Son, you're a faunus and you didn't
We tried
know
to make
this?
the best of things. This is Kuokawana.
It's beautiful. I take it all back. This place looks great. Why would anyone ever want to leave?
That's not the point, son. We asked to be equal, to be treated just like everyone else. Instead, we were given an island and told to make do.
Blake is like,
So
what's
we took
wrong
that
with
too.
you?
We came together and we made a home where any faunus could feel welcome. But this island, this town, will always be a reminder that we're still not equal. That we're still second-class citizens.
Well, hey, this guy's feeling pretty at home.
All right, time to go home.
Oh yeah? Which one's yours? Can you see it from here?
Kind of.
Is it that one? What about that tiny one down there? I like the paint job.
I want to give Son some Ritalin
It's
and force feed it
that
to
one.
him. It'll be okay, dude. Calm down.
What is it?
It's just been a long time since I've seen my parents.
Did you run away to join the White Fang?
Came all this way. Okay, if we're being honest, that's kind of intimidating.
Blake?
She's so cute!
Mom,
And why do none of the people in Remnant age?
baby girl.
Collie, who is it?
So they are her parents.
We were horrified when we heard the news. The Kingdom of Vale wasn't perfect, but it certainly didn't deserve what happened. We're both so worried.
Please, I knew she'd be fine.
That isn't the slightest bit true. You should have seen him pacing.
You guys have nothing to worry about. I've seen your daughter in action before, and trust me, she's got some moves.
Son, that was terrible.
And what exactly do you mean by that, Mr. Wu-Call?
Just stop talking. Stop
Well,
talking.
Sir, it's just that, you know, she's such a good fighter and all. And as a fellow fighter, I have a lot of respect for her.
Why is he
And
here
her
again?
fight, but also for her. But because
He
we're fighting,
just
I
kind
don't
of
know.
followed
I
me
can't
home.
say she's not good looking. She's
I
very
see.
important. Slightly. She's definitely above average. I mean,
Son, stop talking. Her father's going to kill you.
this tea is really good. Huh?
I like him.
Mom,
Darn it, I completely forgot about the meal.
Kira?
Give me a moment.
is everything okay?
Yes, dear, just poor timing. He can reschedule. It's just been hard dealing with him lately.
Dealing with who?
The White Fang.
What?
Huh?
Dad!
Blake, what's wrong? Miss Belladonna.
We had no idea you'd returned.
What are you doing talking to these people?
This is Corsic and Fennec Alve. They represent the White Fang here in Menagerie.
Those psychos are here too?
Young man, I'm not sure what you've heard of our organization, but I can assure you when
not nearly as ferocious as the media would have you believe.
What we've heard, we've seen firsthand. Your fanatics slaughtered people.
What is she talking about?
Precisely what we came to discuss with you, Your Grace.
Is everything all right?
Wait, you guys seriously don't know?
No.
Guy on the right's ears are awesome, though.
The White Fang was at the fall of Beacon. They attacked innocent civilians, and they released Grimm into the school.
Is this true?
Sadly, Your Grace, it is.
Don't act like
That's enough.
At least they admitted it.
Explain yourselves.
Though it pains us to admit, it has become apparent that the Vale branch of the White Fang is no longer operating under orders of High Leader Khan. Rather, they've elected to follow the rule of one Adam Taurus. I believe you're all familiar with the young adept and his extreme philosophies.
You know, Beacon wasn't the first time the Fang started shooting up Vale. The High Council had their suspicions of a splinter group, but they could prove nothing until this latest incident.
incident? People are dead.
And it is a tragedy.
Your Grace, we came to assure you that Brother Taurus and his followers do not represent the will of the White Fang.
And how can I be sure of that?
We understand if you bear any skepticism towards these claims. The White Fang's tactics are admittedly more aggressive since you stepped down as High Leader and became Chieftain of Menagerie.
Oh, he was the leader.
But this is no way to make our message heard.
We have ample documentation from the council meeting.
That's
as
what
well as
she meant
several
when she said she was
strategies to
born
apprehend
into
and
it.
Punish these strays if you care to review them.
I will. But another day. I'd like some time to reconnect with my daughter.
But of course, Your Grace.
We completely understand.
I love that
It was
guy's
a pleasure to
ears.
see you again.
What kind of faunus is
We
he?
were saddened when we heard of your departure from the White Fang, but understand if you can no longer support our cause.
It is a wearying fight after all.
Who says I'm done fighting?
If you ever do wish to return, you need merely come find us.
Is he a
Sister
Finnick
Ilya
Fox?
would be elated.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
So, those guys were creepy.
I'm not sure what I think
I
about
really
them.
don't like you.
An interesting development, wouldn't you say?
Interesting indeed.
Okay, so he has a tail.
So, shall we inform Brother Adam?
Oh no,
We shall.
this can't be good ever.
Excuse me.
Oh, it's a waitress. Whose
I
name
was
we'll
hoping
never
you
learn.
could help me find someone.
Yeah, I'd help him find the cops. Oh, okay. Already, that was nearly not long enough. Not long enough at all. Okay, let me go ahead and pause that there. Okay, wow. So, I mean, I'm sorry. Clearly, there was a lot going on in that episode, and clearly, the only thing that was important to me was that guy's ears. I'm sorry. I told you guys I was a big nerd for the faunus, but oh shit, that is so not good. Now Adam is gonna know where she is. He's gonna go after her family. It's gonna be. This is wow. I'm still trying to process everything. Menagerie is really cool looking though. I mean, the whole time I was looking at the scenery, it kind of reminded me of one of those island towns out of Final Fantasy X. I was having serious Final Fantasy X flashbacks while watching that. Of course, Blake isn't. Blake and Sun, both of them have a point. It's really cool looking, but when you take into account that it's kind of the only space in the whole wide continent of Remnant where they can feel safe and where they're at home, that is very bullshit. Um, kind of don't blame the faunists that join the White Fang in a way after seeing that. Man, and you know what? I was really kind of hoping that Adam's group was just a splinter group that went rogue, but at the same time, I'm not at all surprised that it played out this way. Because I remember seeing a Khan's name being mentioned by Salem in what, episode 1 or 2? So, unless Sienna Khan is playing Salem and only pretending to go along with Adam and their group, which I'd really like to see the story go in that direction. That would be an interesting plot twist, because I've always kind of wondered if there were more faunists in the White Fang that kind of felt the way Blake did, thought it was becoming too extreme and too violent and wanted to get out, and either A, didn't have the courage to leave, because I mean, look at what happened to Tuxon, the guy that ran the bookstore. He tried to run, that didn't go so well for him. Or B, decided to stay in the White Fang and try to counter what was going wrong in their own way. But oh yes, anything that has to do with Menagerie or Blake or the White Fang, I want to see more of, definitely. Sun, as usual, got on my nerves, but that's kind of par for the course for him. Oh, speaking of Sun, there's this article that I really need to pull up when I'm editing this video later to show you guys. Somebody is showing a screenshot for this episode of Sun and Blake where they call Sun Jean. And I just got such bad flashbacks from Chibi where Blake is looking over at Jean and she's like, "Which one are you again? You sure you're not the one with the tail?" Well, someone really did screw up and call Sun Jean, which really, I would rather have seen Jean follow Blake to Remnant. Blake to Menagerie, because I just find him a much more interesting character than I do Sun. Okay, I thought my video had cut for a second. My webcam froze. I'm like, oh, do I have a time limit for how long I can record? Anyway, moving past that, yeah, I thought that was really awesome. I was like, wow. Wow, Sun, even when somebody's writing an article about Ruby, they just don't care about you. I'm sorry, I'm probably pissing off all the Sun fans in the audience. And you know, it's not that I don't want to like him. I just don't. He gets on my nerves. He just kind of there and he's goofy and I'm like, okay, we already have Jean that's kind of socially awkward, except Jean had character development that actually made him interesting. Um, so I'm crossing my fingers that I get used to him because it looks like we're stuck with him. And I also I kind of feel the same way that Blake does about this. They're like, who's this guy? He's like, he followed me. I couldn't do anything about it. But the writers, they want to do this to me for some reason. They make the Black Sun shippers happy. I don't know. But I really hope it's more than just that there is some character development and something happens with Sun. Actually right now, as far as shipping goes, I'm not too focused, like, I think I might have mentioned this before, but I'm not too focused on seeing Blake end up with someone. I'm more interested in seeing her grow into herself, like, the scene where she got rid of the bow was awesome. Um, and figuring out how she's going to be like, okay, I ran away again. Now, how do I regroup and deal with this? I was really happy to hear her say that she is not done fighting. And I think Blake's gonna be really integral to putting a stop to Adam. At least that's what I want to see. Um, Also, I'm sorry that the last video was so late. I just had stuff going on. I couldn't really focus too much on that. Plus, I was trying to put together an intro that didn't look like total crap. So, between that and personal things going on, I'm sorry. I'll try to be a little bit more on schedule with these videos, and hopefully I'll get the video that I was working on before this up by tonight. Again, I don't know if I'm going to be going out to the movies later. Horrible weather withstanding. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next episode.